Hey, Bobby Manning here. Noah Dalzell alongside, recapping the LA trip here. Celtics lose the second of the two games, 117-96. Uh, Inexplicable game. Three guys coming back from the front end of the back-to-back that they rested. Of course, knew Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown were going to be fatigued going into this one, but they fell into a 19-point halftime lead and basically faded from that point on. Fourth quarter uncompetitive here. And it's the fifth game in 7 nights. I know that they got a win on the front end here, but you definitely leave LA disappointed that you couldn't at least put up a competitive effort with your full lineup intact for this game.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we all wanted to see a good game. This is a great rivalry. There was a ton of media here. It almost felt like a finals or serious playoff game, and then kind of came out and laid a goose egg. And I don't think it was that they didn't try. I don't think that they came out, it wasn't like a Toronto Raptors type effort. But the offense was clunky. They never really got into a good rhythm. They were really feeling the pressure from a Lakers team that has not been great defensively this season. And then defensively, they were just weren't able to get stops. And, a lot of the same issues that we've been seeing over these past few months, time and again, kind of all surfaced here into what ended up being one of their biggest losses of the season, if not their biggest loss. And so a lot of things to talk about. Drew Holiday and Derek White combining for 6 points. That's not going to cut it for this team, and unless Jalen and Jason are both playing their absolute best, which has just not been the case right now. And Porzingis is looking more comfortable. If there's a silver lining from tonight, it's that he's continuing to be comfortable offensively. The question is, how is that fitting in with the rest of this group? Because so far, his great play has not really coincided to a lot of wins for the Celtics team. It's not been consistent. So tonight, another good game from him. I think he's coming into feeling closer and closer to 100%. But even so, it's not benefited this offense the way that you would picture that it would.
Yeah, a lot going on. Porzingis, role guys struggling. Jalen, despite a great start to yesterday's game against the Clippers, he got the 2 turnovers late that nearly blew that game. Celtics escaped that one in overtime, but his struggles carry over to tonight. Him and Jalen never found much of a sync into the 4th or 5th game now of that new rotation. So what's your biggest takeaway from the 2 games collectively here in LA?
Yeah, honestly, my biggest takeaway last night was the Springer can be a helpful rotation player.
Come
He
on.
didn't from last
That's
night.
your biggest from the 2 games?
No, I said the first one. So
Okay.
from the first game, that was my biggest takeaway. And from tonight, I think the fact that you're seeing the same inconsistencies on the defensive end, like you want this to be a defensive-minded team,
That's
and
where I'm at.
this Lakers group just doesn't have like the firepower. They haven't been consistent off. Like this was not the best team in the West, right? Like this is not the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they really looked like it. They looked great, and I keep having this feeling watching this team night in and night out where I'm like, okay, this team looks great. The Kings look great. Like there's a lot of great teams in the NBA, and it's not a great sign that the Celtics are making all these teams look really great. So I think I want to see them go and rattle off like 5, 6, 7 consecutive games where the defense looks really, really strong on both ends. They're disrupting teams. They're forcing teams out of what they want. And that's not what we're seeing right now. And that's why I would love to see Springer, because I think even though he's obviously not the same complete player that other guys in this roster are, they just need some defensive commitment right now and somebody to set the tone. And they found it last night, and I understand why they wouldn't dig back in for tonight with a fully healthy team. But hey, like let's give it another chance because they need something. And he's not going to solve all your problems, but I just want to see them play with a defensive intensity that we just haven't seen yet.
Also gives them a chance to play small. I like the idea. Let us know your big takeaways from the trip below, and we will see you in Dallas for Celtics Mavericks on Saturday night.